So, welcome to today's meetup. Just recapping in the last week, we've added a new series, especially to the community. You can rewatch a lot of these videos in the community, which I've hosted. I'm creating two new sections in the classroom for everyone. One is the weekly AI meetups, where I have two folders. One folder for the Saturday AI meetups, that's what today is. So you can see past recordings, you can see last week we talked about AI marketing tools, specifically, especially at Go High Level, for example. And then I added a new series where, as I mentioned, every uh, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for 1 hour, I'm going live and doing an AI challenge. And it's not so much a tutorial, but more of a inspiration because I want to inspire a lot of people to see what's possible with AI. So in a 1 hour challenge. So I think it was Thursday, I wrote a book using AI. That was actually really cool. Everything from write to illustrate using ChatGPT. Bring that book in here. Very short outline, just a rough draft. It's not something I'm going to be shipping to Amazon right off the bat, but it's something to go from zero to a working rough draft in an hour. Good to see you, Brian. It's good to see everyone coming in. Um, so this was illustrated using ChatGPT, Canva, and the whole thing was written using just ChatGPT plus the pay plan. That's the main tool that I want to get people foundation wise learning. So just to show them. So this was a 35 episode book, and then I turned this PDF book into an audio book using a couple tools. There's of course Speechify, which is really cool. Speechify it's a monthly subscription, but if you want to turn any PDF tool or PDF document, audio guide, because I also download a lot of books from. If you don't know, you can get free books from archive.org. It's pretty much like a online public library. Win friends influence. You can look. I like it because you could find any book before 2000 on here. So if you search for a book name, they have different media types such as like video file, movies, even like games on here too. So I like to filter by the text option down here in the media type, and then you can see here's how to win friends and influence people. Um, it's completely free. Well, some of the books are unavailable, but you'll find books that you can check out, which is cool. So let's see. But the great thing also here is that some of them you can also download as a PDF, and then you could turn that PDF into an audiobook. See if we get an example. Yeah, they have a lot of the popular ones. Let's see. See if I could just find an example. I use this so you could create an account. It's completely free. Usually down here under download options, they'll have a bunch of different like ebook size, like PDFs or EPUB or formats for like digital book readers. So this is a really good place. So Speechify is one, and then I highly recommend another app. It's called Voice Dream Reader. It's only for iPhone, but what I love about it is that it's one price. I think it's like $10, one time price. And then it's an app on your phone that you can upload any PDF document and it would turn it into an audiobook. And they have really good text to voice as far as like it's not like super robotic, it's actually kind of like human. And so I'll use this to just crunch a lot of like textbooks. So this I turned into an audiobook. And then we built the whole thing using ChatGPT. I go through the whole workflow where showing properly how to use ChatGPT to write a book in a sense of like just trying to get it all done in a conversation. We actually built a custom GPT here called Cosmic Story Crafter, if we click at it. So that we created the prompt using ChatGPT. It has the writing style, it has the goals, it has the outline of how to write the chapters and stuff. And then we also uploaded a PDF document of the outline of the book so that it became very easy to preload everything into ChatGPT so that it can then just rip through each chapter, right? Chapter one, chapter two, chapter three, because that's the main thing of using custom GPTs is that they're basically little computer programs that you could upload a knowledge file, format a command, and then get a repeatable output for some task that you have to do over. If you have to write a blog post, if you have to write a newsletter, especially for marketing, if you have to write a social media marketing script for any content that you put out, like even Instagram scripts or YouTube scripts, stuff like that. If you have to give presentations or talks over and over and over again, I highly recommend. That's why I like using custom GPTs to preload them with information, format it using the prompting, and then you could rip out a blog article we had. I think it was from the people from the Red Hat Society. They had a newsletter that they wanted to automate. So I showed them how to build a custom GPT, format it, upload previous newsletter templates that they've written in the past. And then it was able to generate newsletters that what took 3 hours to do now took about 20 minutes to do. So that's the great thing about using custom GPTs is that they're essentially time savers, which is really helpful. So the goal of this series, or at least going every day, one is going to be a very interesting challenge for myself to come up with new projects every day. But at the same time, I'm really want to so just for business and marketing, transparently, I deleted my Facebook and Instagram account this week, and I'm focusing solely on YouTube and TikTok as my content strategy. TikTok being my short form, top of funnel awareness, and then YouTube being my long term engagement, nurturing leads. And so that's what I'm kind of building out as the new funnel, what I'm seeing in 2025. And so here, this was a very interesting project. So if you guys don't know, I also do one-on-one
I'm
coaching
going to simplify.
with entrepreneurs to kind of like break down their goals, teach them how to use AI tools to pretty much turn them into experts in AI in their field or industry. So I had a case study where one of my clients wanted to learn how to use make.com and how to build AI assistants. And so this tutorial here, we built a workflow right here, very simple. But what it does is that you have a Google Excel sheet where you can upload just content ideas, just very short, brief, 1 or 2 sentences about an idea for a piece of content, for example. And then what it does is it passes that information to now we're getting a little more advanced. We're building AI assistants. If you don't know what that is, you all play with ChatGPT on the front end. Let's go open AI. But on the back end, the URL platformaiassistants.com, you can actually build same thing as building custom GPTs. That's why the skill set is really important. Here you can create a little bot basically to preload it to say, hey, you are, and the prompt engineering is still the same, like role, task, output, or framework that you're looking for. So I gave it as a role and saying, hey, you're a LinkedIn social media copywriter. Then you pass it a text. I'm going to pass you just some ideas and I want you to write, but give me a title and a blog post, just limiting to 3 sentences. And now we're getting specific as the output because we want to get more information or bang for our buck. So we're asking it, it's a little advanced, but just say, hey, pass it back as a JSON format, which is basically like an object or an Excel sheet, for example, so that we can pipe that out. So basically, if we go back to that demo, so we passed the idea to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is already prompted with what information or the format of the blog post, for example, passes it over to a JSON module. What it does is it just separates everything. So think of it like column and headers for an Excel sheet, and then we can upload to social media. So if you want, all of us, I say every business really is a social media video production company first before you're a product or service business in a sense. What that means is that in marketing, it's never the best product or service that wins. It's always the one that can, whoever can get the most attention and acquire the most customers at the cheaper cost. So whoever can market the hardest is the one that's going to win market share. So of course, every business has to post content on all the social media channels, but just prioritizing, I would just say it's TikTok, Instagram, or TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and then maybe LinkedIn. Maybe I'm dumping Facebook and LinkedIn as far as just a content or a lead generation channel to actually invest in publishing content, because everyone where your customers are, they're all on TikTok, unfortunately. So you have to show up there if you want to show up on the top of the funnel, gain awareness, gain more customers, gain more eyeballs on your offer, basically from there. So that's why you can build, and creating content is probably the most time laborious project for that everyone just has to do, or you're fortunate enough to outsource it. So I recommend using make.com. If we go make.com to actually build a social media posting automation, so that you don't have to, let me sign in real quickly. So you don't have to come up with, I mean, you don't have to come up with ideas. It can automatically generate images and text and automatically publish it on all the social media channels. To give you an example of what that looks like, so if I go into these workflows, or they're also called scenarios, this was an automation I built in 2023 to kind of automate my, don't get intimidated, just pretty much just that section right there kind of thing, where I automated my content creation using ClickUp. You can also use Airtable, but the secret is if you use ClickUp, you can also save the images and files in ClickUp. Gives you a link, so you don't have to save them in a Google Drive or some external source, for example. And then you get infinite amount of records or contact or records or things to post, and also file storage too, which is a real good hack. So, and it's probably the cheapest of all the places. So ClickUp is a really good database tool to save information, whether it be your CRM, whether it be your tasks and projects for your operations for your business, and then also for your social media content posting. So it's really powerful and a great tool that I teach, especially for once business owners. Is really two core tools that I teach them that can help them not only generate more leads and sales, but also streamline and automate their business and operations. And those are Go High Level for the marketing, and then also ClickUp on the back end for basically tasks and projects across the organization, especially if you have teams. So this was a bot where basically you could build out a content calendar, upload your content, and then it can automatically schedule to post on all the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Real nice. But if you're not tech savvy, and you just want a much easier way to upload content, there's also Buffer. Buffer is really great because I think it's like $5 per channel, and then you could automate. You don't get to generate AI content or any of the automation or workflow. You still have to produce that on the back end, but then you can upload and schedule it to post on all the social media channels at once. And it's great because then you can upload and post in volume, which is super nice. So that was yesterday's channel. The custom GPTs are really powerful from there. So next is also the greatest thing in at least news this week is the release of DeepSeek. So DeepSeek is a free AI large language model that was developed by China. The great thing about, let's see, oh, I gotta confirm. The great thing about LLMs, OpenAI, or just AI in general, is that there's an arms race that's going on between globally, that everyone's trying to develop the most powerful large language models and AI tools. And since China can't get access to NVIDIA's, actually they only have a limited amount, so they technically can't get access to any more. Nice. They don't have the budget like OpenAI to just, or even X, to just buy a bunch of NVIDIA GPUs to start training new models. So they actually found a unique way to train a model more efficiently using smaller resources. So that's where DeepSeek is basically, it's completely free. But the interesting thing is it's on par with OpenAI's O1 model. Which is also very interesting. It's a little more verbose as far as an answer, but I like that because I think ChatGPT is kind of like summarizing things a little too much, and I want a little more meat. I want a little more details, and so that's why DeepSeek is just another large language model to add to your tool belt. Highly recommend that. And then just talking because now the next thing is the big thing also with news this week is that people are talking about AI agents. So let's break down at least what AI agents are. The difference between AI agents really and is so there's a couple different ones. We're gonna start with let's see if I have it. Is it relevance AI? Oh, it is Relevance, yeah. So Relevance AI is one of many new platforms that are going to be coming out. Basically, they're a more easier to use Make.com automation workflow tool. Basically, you can do everything that Relevance can do in Make.com. Actually, with even more flexibility as well too. But Relevance is trying to solve the problem where people may not be as tech savvy as far as prompting or selecting the right models or passing and creating tasks and automating workflows for like more business use cases. So, especially as they have like these pretty much I would call them pre-made workflows for sales, for marketing. I like marketing to see like some demos here. So, um, now, the thing is, so you could create content, you can nurture leads, you could quickly understand prospects, you can integrate with your popular tools, for example. But breaking down the difference between AI, what are AI agents and what are AI workflows. Um, in an AI automation workflow, you're using a tool like Zapier or Make, pretty much what I just showed. We could do YouTube, Make.com, and AI assistants, for example, just to see an image, for example. So exactly what I just shared is you're building a workflow. Yeah, like this is a good example too. See if we pause this. So you can see, yeah, in this image in the middle, he's passing information. A developer or a user is basically predefining a workflow, a set of tasks to come through. Hey Brian, the it's called Relevance AI is one of the new platforms, and these are to build what I'm gonna preface roughly with AI agents as with quotes. We'll get more. It's technic tech. I really want to be very technical as far as removing the marketing hype too, as far as what is the actual thing. So we had workflow automations. Next, is the new level where everyone is at right now, where they have to learn Make.com as a skill set, and then you can now automate a workflow by passing information to different large language models that are specialized for specific tasks. And let's take three, for example, that are really popular. You have ChatGPT, which I just demoed, and that's their AI assistants, where basically you're building custom GPTs using on the back end. They function just the same way as you would build a regular GPT in the regular chat GPT. Let's go to Playground. It's through a different URL, platform.openai. You do have to fund it with minimally $5 to purchase what's called tokens, which are usages. $5 is going to run you a lot of queries or responses. You're charged more responses based on how much more text that you're getting as a response. It's a usage. There's even like token calculators if you want to get super nerdy. But don't freak out or don't worry, token calculators AI. Don't worry too much about how much tokens cost because there's cheaper ways to query or basically build these AI automations. So this will, if I do lorem, so as you can see, as the more I type, we can see the token count increase for each of the different models. So the main thing is that there's different models for different use cases depending on the task or project that you're working on. For example, the one that I built back here, because I have a little assistant and it's just a very simple, like a content writer, for example. Hey, write me a blog post for LinkedIn. Because he's very, I would say, basic, for example, I don't need the most sophisticated model that OpenAI provides. For example, down here under model, I could choose many different models that have different token usage charges based on the model. So say for example, I could use something. The main two one is like 4.0 Mini, which is very light ones for the task. Great question, Maria. Does a dictionary exist for AI, such that the new user can learn the prompts to write different purposes? So actually, so there's a couple prompt libraries, we'll call them. So one is I actually in the course or in the classroom. Let's see if we go back to our school. It should be there if I remember right. I gotta re-upload it probably. So classroom, best AI tools. Here's a full chat GPT. So under the classroom in our AI mastermind community, this if my goal with building this out is that it will have all the resources that you need to become an expert with AI. So I recommend going through this ChatGPT full course. It's 4 hours long, but you can skip through it. There's time marks, and I teach how to write prompts and how to write more advanced prompts. And I'd rather you learn how to write advanced prompts or regular prompts than trying to find the right prompt. But actually, since you guys are here, let me share a gift with you guys. I'll put this in the community too. Let me share. Let's see, Drive. Go to my Google Drive. I have a list of 1,000 prompts or business prompts. So if we go Drive, if we go public share files, this was a lead magnet that I used for a Facebook ad campaign a while ago. It might be in the treasure chest, but let's see. Archive. Yeah, 1,000 prompts. Let me copy this link and share this in the chat that you could download right now for free. Anyone copy, done, and we'll take a look at it. Let me put this in the chat. Perfect. So in here, there's basically, you can see, oh my God, the table of contents. There's over 1,000 ChatGPT prompts across every use case in both marketing and it's mostly just marketing focused. So you have creating posts, scripts, newsletters, lead generation, Facebook ads, digital marketing. I basically scraped the whole web, found the best, I even read it, found the best prompts. I bought a bunch of prompting courses in the past too, and I just compiled it into one master list that's probably like 70 pages. Yeah, 76 pages. But the main thing is you'll get the feel for it, where basically everything follows the three-step formula, where it's role, task, output. That's more than enough to get you from there. So back to here, there's different models that you can use. Since I gave my ChatGPT bot a very simple task, I could be very simple and just say, hey, use 4.0 Mini because it's lighter, it's just as sophisticated, but it charges a little less. And these are fractions of a penny for tokens. Treat them like very small fractions. Like that $5 is going to last you quite a while. But if I'm doing a bigger task like, hey, analyze, I'm going to upload my sales, basically my sales over the last 12 months to a bot, and I want you to analyze them to find trends as far as what products or services are most profitable, what time throughout the year is my business may be seasonal, analyze the demographics of my ideal customer and when and why do they buy, then that's something I would use something like O1, for example, which I think they probably, no, they don't give it in here, but you could use 4.0 for that. But you can also use ChatGPT. The only AI tool that I recommend just starting off and just paying, that's going to get you all the way, is really ChatGPT Plus, because they're now rolling out these new features such as operators, which we'll talk about. So this is the next level in the skill set from there. So my goal, just to kind of give you guys a little overview too, what I'm launching this week, since a lot of you are members in the AI school community. You can also I also put in here under classroom, best AI tools. There's you get access to my Google Drive for ChatGPT library books. I bought a lot of books about ChatGPT. There's ones you'll find on Amazon, like How to Be a Millionaire using ChatGPT, but you'll find a lot of great books in here too of how to, basically business use cases, how to use ChatGPT in your marketing and sales to get more leads and sales. That's a whole library that's there. And then these are the list of AI tools that I use every day. But my goal that I'm also launching next week, because I'm always trying to add value for the community, I'm going to be starting what's called the 30-day AI challenge. It doesn't exist yet. That's what my project is going to be over the weekend. Actually, if I go to give you guys kind of a hint, if I go to chat, of course, I'm using ChatGPT to um, plan this out basically. And so we can see here, for example, my goal, you can even see the prompt, for example. Hey, I want to put together a 30-day AI challenge to take someone that's a complete beginner in AI and turn them into an AI expert consultant where they have expertise across how to use the right AI tool for images, for text, for video, for example, and then how to also build automations for businesses so that they could walk into a business or use it for their own business and know exactly how to use AI, the right AI tool for the right project or task, not just ChatGPT. So we can see here we're going through basic, we'll go through stuff. And my also goal is to expose you to all the other most popular AI tools because um, what in 2025, in order for you to compete both professionally and also as a business, every business has to upskill their employees, where each employee, regardless of if they're in their marketing, sales, or operations, will have to get upskilled in using about 10 different AI tools that's specific to their use case. Because the economic environment in 2025, businesses are going to have to be twice or three times more profitable with half the resources without having to hire employees. That's going to be the game if companies want to scale or grow in 2025. So there's only two ways to accomplish that goal. One is what I also I got to get just because I really like referencing this. Go to Canva. This is a really good. I have a webinar here. I'm a little more organized too, which is nice. See if I my pyramid, for example. I really want to reference this pyramid. This is the pyramid of or the journey and foundation of learning AI, and especially for businesses as well too. So your first task is really to upskill yourself and also your employees to one, master AI tools like ChatGPT, for example, so you can use them like I did here, to write a book, to write a newsletter, to write custom GPTs, to automate work, for example. And there's many other ones. Then next is the marketing system. So businesses, I like to focus in marketing and sales. That's the quickest way to get ROI. Make.com is more of a back-end operations, like you're just trying to automate employees' work on how you fulfill on product or services, for example. So that's why I recommend also there's Go High Level. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not going to give you an affiliate link or make you sign up for it. You choose it on your own volition. But it's going to be the best tool to centralize your website, CRM, market your email and text automation, mobile app, team. Gosh, it does a lot. But those are the main things right there because you're going to, the goal in order for you to win more business in 2025, you have to be the fastest to respond to leads, and you also have to be top of mind throughout the year. So that's the automation of sending out email and text automation throughout the year so that you're always top of mind. Now, yes, actually, not necessarily. One of the members say Go High Level is expensive. Not necessarily. If you compare the cost of what you have to build out anyways, let's take a look at here, for example. Your alternative is you have to build out your website, CRM, your basically your website, your CRM, your Zapier automation, your email marketing, another tool for your text marketing, another one for calendar booking. Those are the main ones, and then mobile app and stuff. So you're going to spend $200-300 anyways in other tools, and then you're going to try and glue it all together with Zapier and hope nothing breaks. So that's why I recommend it's for the cost of $97 a month. You can't beat that. Your only other alternatives is maybe also Go High or ClickFunnels, which also has funnels. I don't recommend, especially for businesses. All businesses, please do not use Wix, Squarespace, GoDaddy, or WordPress for your business. You're literally losing leads, like you're losing money on the table, basically. In 2025, you have to have a funnel, and only two funnels, just to go into marketing. Let me show you two examples of funnels. Actually, if I do swipe file, for example. So on all of your, because you're out there creating content, you're out there running ads, for example, trying to get more leads for your business. So you shouldn't send any of your customers to your sales page or your traditional website. It's a brick wall. And if you look at your analytics to see if you're probably getting 1% conversion of people going to your website and actually signing up for your offer. So that's why you need to build two funnels for every business, regardless of if you sell services or products. And so here is what's called a landing page, a squeeze page, or a lead magnet. They all have the same names. So here it's one irresistible offer. So I'm saying, hey, you don't know my business, you don't know who I am, you don't know how long I've been in business or the products and services and prices that I offer, but hey, this is where copywriting and creating irresistible offers is probably the most powerful thing. If I said to a small business that does coaching, that books appointments, basically, hey, would you like to get 10, 15 or 30 more predictable sales appointments each month, and you don't have to cold call, you don't have to rely on networking, you don't have to rely on referrals, because we know those ways of marketing to get leads is unpredictable, you're unable to scale it. So now I've piqued most small businesses' interest. We're like, oh, that's interesting, tell me more. And so here all you need is the email. That's it. Your whole goal of converting or getting more leads and sales, your whole goal is creating a landing page with an irresistible offer. And then, oh, great question. What about Samcart, Jonathan, and Beacon lead magnet platforms? So those are what's called, they're basically just different versions of link trees. When you post content on any social media channel, if you mention link in bio, if you mention go to my link tree, or the actual algorithm itself looks at your profile page, both TikTok and Instagram, and if it sees it's a link tree and not a direct website, it actually prevents or slows down your business from getting more attention and more aware. They actually ding you for putting a link tree. And if you do link trees are basically options, and also the same thing with Samcart's also expensive. Then you're and it really comes down to your analytics, being able to take a customer because you're basically taking a social media visitor or a person that just discovered your business through your ad or your content and turning them into a lead as quickly as possible. Link trees function the same as a website. You're presenting the customer, here's 5 different options, and here's all the links to my social media profiles. Now they're overwhelmed. They don't know where they are in the buyer's journey to start the process to get into your world. So that's why you could use ClickFunnels. Highly recommend that. There's 3 funnels tools. There's Go High Level, there's ClickFunnels, and then there's Lead Pages. They all function exactly the same. They allow you to build a landing page with a lead magnet like this one with just your email. That's all this is. There's no about me, there's no other detail. This is the only page that I would put on all my the link in my YouTube, the link in my LinkedIn profile, the link in my TikTok, or my, for example, my Instagram page, for example. I will direct all channel to the squeeze page first, because then I need to nurture them. That's your customers. There's the 7-Eleven rule. Google did a study, and the 7-Eleven rule states that your customers need to consume 7 hours of video content before they purchase something from your business. So that's why your lead magnet is usually a webinar, a masterclass, a 5-day challenge also works really well. You need to nurture your leads and give value, show trust, and they need to consume 7 hours of content. Don't worry about the cross 11 touch points. That's just pretty much continuously following up with them over the next 6 months, because only 3% of buyers are ready to buy today. The rest of the percentage of buyers are ready to buy over the next 30, 60, 90 days, for example. And so you need to stay top of mind by creating video content. That's why I'm really only prioritizing TikTok as the top of funnel. That's where all your customers are. You do need to be really good at short form content. And then second is YouTube. And third is actually a podcast. Podcasts are really great to nurture your leads to stay top of mind from there. So that's why I get customer or clients that want to do a PDF lead magnet or a PDF guide, or they want to send them to a blog post for SEO, but then they're wondering why they're not getting sales. And that's why your customers need to consume video content out of all of them. So back to the tools. Doesn't matter. Go High Level, ClickFunnels, Lead Pages, Purchase any one of those, but you need two funnels. One right here is a lead magnet funnel to send all your cold traffic to. What happens is if you look at your analytics of how many visitors to leads or people sign up, for example, you could even look at your regular website too. You'll find if it's a website, it's a less than 1% conversion, which is great to see you, Brian. Thank you so much for showing up. Which is a 1% conversion, for example. So, adding a lead magnet or a squeeze page, you can now gain 20 to 40% of leads from cold traffic. So imagine now you were getting like 8 leads a month. Now you're getting 30, 40, 50, even 100 leads just by changing your traffic to just sending them to a lead magnet page. You capture their email and then you market, you send them continuous emails. Now I recommend it's the same marketing funnel that I'm using as well too. I host this weekly webinar every single Saturday, 10 a.m. every Saturday, AI for entrepreneurs. Doesn't change. That is my lead nurturing system. So you'll get emails from me if you're in my school community, if you're on my email list. My only call to action is say, hey, I want to invite you to my free masterclass every Saturday where you could come and learn something new. After usually leads, they'll attend 2 webinars, and then they'll usually hire me for building out their marketing funnel or teaching them AI or giving an AI workshop at their business, for example. I don't have to do the sales, for example. It nurtures them for me, for example. So that's Go High Level, that's funnels. Automations, Go High Level has automations in it. If you use ClickFunnels, then you have to also be really good at Zapier, is where you're going to be doing your automations, for example. And then the holy grail is AI chatbots and AI voice agents. Let's do a little demo about those. There's 2 tools that I recommend for AI chatbots and AI voice agents. Yes, Go High Level does have them, but I don't recommend them just because they're the voice and it's just not there yet. So chatbots, Chatbase, my favorite. Highly recommend, actually, before the end of the month. I think it's even by the 28th. Don't quote me on that. But Chatbase is what I recommend to build AI chatbots. Reason why is because it's very easy to build it. There's no coding. You just upload files, give it a really good prompt. What I also like about Chatbase is that it doesn't hallucinate. It's very hard for the user who's using it to have it break character. For example, you could have, now there's 3 use cases for using AI chatbots in a business. Number 1 is a chatbot like they have here on your website, just like this. This is great because it acts as a 24/7 marketing agent, basically, who's available to answer any question about the business. What are your hours? What are your products or services? Which of the best products is the best one that you recommend for my use case? Who can I talk to learn more, for example? So it will answer questions in real time. It won't hallucinate or make up information. And then it acts as a lead magnet form where it will get their contact information to follow up with them with more, where basically it will send them through Zapier to your CRM, for example. So lead magnet on your website is number 1, chatbots. For pricing, if there's some people on this call that want to start an AI agency and start selling AI solutions to businesses, you can charge $1,500 minimally for the setup to set up and build an AI chatbot. Technically, they won't have access to the account. You would own access to the account. And then you also charge them a $200 minimally, starting off, depending on their usage, $200 a month to maintain the app because they're not tech savvy. So you'll be managing it. Also, the first 30 days of when you launch a custom chatbot, basically there's what's called the learning phase. The users will ask questions that you just never thought about, but you'll get a report every single day, a nice little PDF report from Chatbase that says, hey, here's all the conversations and here's all the responses. And so you can look through that and be like, oh man, there's a question I didn't realize. Well, let me go back to the model and let me update it. Let me optimize it. So over time, when you launch these or give them to businesses, you always tell them the first 30 days is just a learning phase where you're going to optimize it. So, and it's very sticky. So that's lead magnet chatbots on websites. This works great if the business has a bunch of different products, for example, or services. Most customers just don't know what's the right product or service for them. Accountants, lawyers are a great one. Service providers, HVAC, home services, stuff like that. Now, the second out of third use cases for chatbots is on the back end, and that's customer service. That's answering questions for customers. I like the example of Airbnb host who has to answer questions like, what's the Wi-Fi password? What's the best restaurant near me? How do I get access, or where are the keys saved to the property? Oh my God, I forgot the four-digit lock code, for example. Where can I go? Who do I talk to about XYZ, about the sink broke or whatever? Who do you recommend as a plumber or something like that? All of these questions, the host, these are just customer service questions that take hours to maybe a day to respond. Now you could build a chatbot, answer all the FAQ questions about the property, for example, and now it can act as a 24/7 customer support rep to reduce the tickets. Or some businesses, they get questions by email. Some businesses get questions through a ticketing support system. It will reduce it by 60%, if not a little more, depending on the questions. So that's customer service bots that you can also sell. The next one that a lot of people don't talk about is HR training and development. This is more for larger organizations that have about 10 people or more in their business, regardless of what their business is. They have to hire and train new people in their marketing, sales, operations, back office, for example. And it takes weeks, if not months, for them to get all the or to understand how the business works, to understand how they do unique operations, for example. I'm talking about standard operating procedures or step-by-step instructions how business function and stuff. So every business, if they want to ramp up an employee, say a new sales rep, to quickly start selling as just on par with their best sales rep, for example, then they would have two things. They would have what's called a learning management system. All it is videos and a database where they have checklists of step-by-step how to do. This is how we create content. This is how we do sales calls. This is how we qualify leads. All those SOPs. Then usually, and the more advanced ones have videos attached to it where they could watch videos. The next is you tie that to, basically you could build it in a Notion database and you could tie it to a chatbot. So now the new user, instead of bugging management or the business owner or HR for questions of how to use a business, for example, or how to do something, they can now have a chatbot that can support them on their learning journey as they become a new employee. Then if it wants to reference more information, it could also reference and link to the videos to help the user find the right answer as quickly as possible. So saving it's called the ramp or onboarding time for new employees, that's also very valuable for companies. So those are the three use cases for chatbots. Now the next one, just a quick TLDR, Chatbase is going to be increasing their pricing at the end of January. So if you're serious about building chatbots as an AI agency or for your own business, sign up for their services this month because you get locked in on their low price, because they're going to be doubling their price over the next months because they want to now jump on the AI agents hype train. So that's there. The next one, let's talk about AI voice, because that's also the next holy grail. Now, AI voice agents have two use cases, both outbound and inbound. Outbound is I'm cold calling businesses to solicit their business for my product or service, for example. Hey, John Doe, you're a pizza shop. I do marketing for pizza shops. Are you guys interested in a new website, CRM, or automations or something like that, for example? Cold calling. There are laws in the United States and also around the world that are just starting to ramp up that it's becoming much more difficult to do cold outbound calls. So that's why I don't recommend it as a use case to sell or to add to your own business. Rather, what you're going to do is you're going to do inbound calls. Inbound is basically an AI receptionist. Let's take the example of a barbershop, for example. A barbershop, they both have to cut hair and answer the phone call at the same time and book appointments. So they're missing calls while they're doing the services or they're cutting hair, for example. Same scenario with hair salons, for example. So you can sell an AI voice receptionist that's available 24/7. Basically, their business number just gets forwarded to this tool, which I recommend. Is called Vappy. Vappy, let me actually sign into my Vappy account because I love doing Vappy demos. Vappy allows you to build AI voice agents very similar to building AI assistants in OpenAI on the back end. But the great thing about it is that it's pay per usage. and you get $10 free to create an account and just play with the software. So right now, for example, let's do a demo. You have assistants here, so you could build an army of different AI assistants. I've even seen the use case where they actually simulated a call center where one phone number goes to one AI agent that just specializes in tech support for the business, and another assistant and agent that accepts inbound calls and answers general questions about the business. And then it actually calls and forwards the number over. So you can actually simulate a call center using these AI assistants, where each one, again, this comes down to your prompt engineering and also uploading custom information about the business, where now this AI voice agent can now answer questions. Basically, they do three things. They answer the call immediately, which is a high value for the business because most businesses are losing money by not answering the phone call immediately, just for a business use case. If you don't respond to the customer within 5 minutes, you've lost that customer, and now they immediately, you're just one of many Google searches or many tabs that they have open, so they've already gone to their competitors. So that's why it's very important for them to respond within 1 minute. Second is that it will answer questions and also book appointments too, which is also very cool. So let's do a demo. I love doing demos. This is a demo example of a model where, hey, this is Mary from a dental receptionist, for example. We've preloaded information about the address, the business hours, about the business. Then we also preloaded functions or features where it's such as, hey, you also have the ability to book appointments. And then you also, this comes into your prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is just being using plain English to explicitly break down step one, step two, step three that you want the agent to do, for example. So, for example, hey, when you book appointments, I want you to do this in order, because this doesn't come preloaded with any of the AI or any of the AI assistant. You have to tell them, hey, ask for their first name. I know there's spelling errors. Ask for the purpose of their appointment, then check the date. So you literally have to prompt step by step what you want this AI or large language model to do on the call. So let's test it out. So I'm gonna go here, talk with the assistant, and the great thing is you don't need a phone number to play with the software. I'm going to allow.
Hello, this is Mary from Mary's Dental. How can I assist you today?
Hi Mary, where are you located?
Hey there, we are located at 123 North Face Place in Anaheim, California. Come say hi sometime.
What hours are you open?
Well, we are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, except for Sundays when we give our dental tools a break.
Awesome, Mary. I'd like to book an appointment for a first-time user.
Great. I'd love to get you in for an appointment. Can I have your full name, please?
Mike Jones.
Nice to meet you, Mike. What brings you to Mary's Dental today?
First time.
Well, welcome aboard, Mike. When would you prefer to come in for your first appointment?
Is Sunday at 1 a.m. available?
Unfortunately, we are closed on Sundays. How about we find a day and time during our regular hours that works for you?
Awesome. How about Monday at 9 a.m.?
Monday at 9 a.m. sounds perfect. You are all set for your first appointment then, Mike?
Perfect. Thank you so much, Mary. Have a great day.
You're welcome, Mike. Looking forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a fantastic day.
Oh, scary. Skynet is real. So that's an AI voice receptionist that you can create using prompt engineering. You can buy a Twilio number or even have the number forwarded from the existing business. It can answer questions, and then you get a history in the log of all the calls that you could review. And we can see here that phone call that I just demoed cost 12 cents as far as everything, as far as the cost. So if you say to a business, hey, we can put a 24-hour receptionist, you can pay either anywhere from $5,000 a month for a full-time employee. They're going to have to take vacation days off. They're not available 24/7. They don't really know all the details of the business. But how would you like for now, when you sell AI voice agents, you could sell them for $2,000. Actually, you could sell them for $3,000 minimally as the setup. You could go all the way up to $8,000 as the setup cost if you're specializing in a specific niche. Say you're building an AI voice receptionist for real estate agents, for example, and you're very niche down. You could charge those $5,000 to $8,000 just for the setup fee to set it up. Then you also charge for the maintenance fee, which starts at $200 to $300 a month, and it will answer the calls for them. And usually you tell them it's like a 30-day learning period, and then you can always review the call log here, see the history, play it back.
Hello, this is Mary from Mary's Dental. How can I assist you today?
Hi, Mary, where are you located? Awesome. So you get the whole log. Now, if you want to tie this to some automation, for example, or update a database or add the contact to the CRM or send a meeting summary to the business owner or the sales team, for example, that's when you're going to connect it to make.com, and you'll take the conversation. You'll actually give it to an AI assistant using OpenAI. You'll actually build one of the AI assistants here to analyze the information, to extract key variables, and then to take information out. And then you would use your make.com automation to then pass it to your CRM, for example, or to send an email or to send a text notification to the team, for example. So that's AI voice agents, which is like the holy grail of businesses, and using it for AI receptionists that's the main one right there. So back to our thing of just to quickly touch on AI agents. We have two levels. Number one is AI workflows, which are these things right here, where you're predefining a workflow path and you're giving the information or the task. You're basically working with a task and moving it down the line. You're giving it to different large language models such as ChatGPT, OpenAI assistants, for example, or maybe Perplexity to search the web for some real-time information, or to Claude to maybe do a different type of copywriting, for example. He writes better emails, for example. So, or even say, for example, ideogram if you want to generate an image, for example. And so you could build a workflow that can take an idea, go search the web using Perplexity, take an answer, analyze it, pull out key information, structure it, write a blog post using either Claude or ChatGPT, for example, and then go and get an image from Ideogram, or even go and generate a video from, I think, HeyGen would probably be one, for example. If you don't know, HeyGen. HeyGen is a great one, or just one of many different AI video generators. But the great thing about it is that you can basically deep fake yourself. So you can create an AI avatar that literally looks like you. The person on the screen is completely AI generated. What you see on the screen was not recorded on a camera. What happened is this gentleman recorded it technically on a camera and then used that as training data to train HeyGen. And let's look at pricing for HeyGen because I'm always curious too. To train a model, let's see, pricing, so that, yep, it's 24 bucks a month. 24 bucks a month gets you videos up to 5 minutes, 1080p quality. Avatars on, everything is free, branding kit, fast video processing. And then if you want to go up to the bigger tiers, you're basically getting 30-minute presentations or even exporting up to 4K, for example. So let's say the 5-minute and 1080p use case. What people are doing right now is they're creating an AI avatar of themselves talking about something interesting, for example. And then you're seeing a lot on Instagram and TikTok. It looks like a two-part screen where they're showing something interesting at the very top and they're talking about it almost like they're on a podcast, for example, on the bottom saying, hey, here's the new interesting thing in the news, for example, whatever. Now they're actually using AI to generate that video, and then they're probably using something like 11 Labs to synthesize or generate their voice, for example. So 11 Labs allows you to upload a recording of your voice, and now it uses that as training data to then you can upload a script generated from ChatGPT, for example, and it will read that script in your voice, for example. Let's take a look at pricing. So what is HeyGen's pricing? Hey Jen, I mean they're all affordable, which is nice. $5 a month for 30 minutes of ultra high quality text to speech. $11 a month for 100 minutes. Wow, that's super affordable. Now let's take a business use case, for example. In the business use case would be for real estate. Let's say I'm building a AI cold calling, or it's technically not cold calling, it's outbound sales qualification. So when a lead fills out the form on the website, they have to disclose that they will be contacted technically by an AI robocall in their terms and services. So when they fill out the form on their website saying, hey, I'm interested in either selling or buying a property, they become a lead with their name and phone number in their CRM. Well, then Vappy, or you can record the voice of the real estate agent, so it sounds exactly like them using 11 Labs. You could take that voice recording, or not voice recording, but that voice model, I should say, and you could connect it now to Vappy to now make outbound calls to call back the lead and say, hey, John, I saw that you just filled out the form on our website. I see that you're interested in selling your property. Are you looking to buy within the next or sell within the next 30, 60, 90 days? And what's your reason for selling? Tell me more. And so it will sound exactly like the sales rep. And because you're doing outbound and they've already consented to filling out the form and consented to being contacted by your business, you can voice call them legally, technically, and then do your sales qualification from there, and it could sound exactly like them. So that's the voice. And so we're seeing also social media, creating content on scale. If you want to also sell, now I open I so if you also want to become an AI agency too, you can also sell social media content for small businesses where you can generate the content for the business and also schedule it to be published, for example. And those prices can start minimally $1,000 to $2,000 a month for just maybe 2 or 3 channels. Like, hey, you go to a business and say, I will publish all of your social media content across TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, for example. Do you want 3 days a week? Do you want 5 days a week? Do you want twice a day? Well, they'll charge anywhere from 2 to 5 to even $10,000 for managing that whole thing. You're going to use AI to generate the ideas, the scripts. You can use HeyGen to record a video of the business owner, so it looks like them, for attorneys, for real estate agents, for example. You can use 11 Labs to synthesize their voice. Now you don't need them to sit on in front of a camera and record content every single week, for example. You now have all the digital assets to synthesize or recreate them, or basically a digital avatar. It's also called a second twin, another example, to now generate content for them and charge them thousands of dollars to do that. Businesses will pay that because, number one, they only have two ways to get leads. One is through paid ads, and second is through organic content. So they have to, no matter what, be playing the content game. They have to be posting on all the social media channels if they want to grow their business, for example. And so selling, being a digital AI social media agency, is completely a great side hustle for a business, for example. Actually, just to show a lot, just to kind of give you guys ideas of niches. Let's go documents. Niches to target, for example. What businesses would hire or pay for these services? Go high level. Let me grab my notes here. And then we'll come to an end and take questions. Let me open this right here. Okay, perfect. Let me go right here and here. Perfect. These are a list of same-day appointments businesses. So when you target business owners, I recommend targeting business owners if you want to sell AI as a service, automation as a service, even marketing services, or go high level as a service, for example. Target these businesses because two things. One, they have a physical location, so they're actually invested in growing their business because rents do. And then second is they have what's called same-day appointments, meaning their sales cycle, if someone's going to call a barber or spa or pet grooming, they're usually going to purchase the service within the next 72 hours. So they also need the function of, so what their needs are, they need a funnel. They also need a CRM. They need email follow up, and they also need to respond to the leads quickly and fast as possible. Because if they're missing calls, if they're not responding to leads after 5 minutes, they're leaving a ton of money on the sale. They could technically double their revenue, but that's another thing. But these are services. Now, if you're looking to charge services, just to give you guys some pricing models, if you're looking to white label Go High Level, you can sell Go High, sign them up as a member for starting off $1,000 as the setup fee. That's you're selling the website, the CRM, the calendar booking, the email responding or email nurturing sequence, just like a 7-day email sequence to follow up with them. And then you're tying it all together with the automation. So when they fill out the form, it sends them a mobile notification. It also books them on a calendar, and everything happens automatically. And they get emails to kind of nurture the lead to follow each of those steps. You can sell Go High Level starting off from $1,000 to $3,000 as the setup fee or setup cost, and then $197 a month to maintain the software, because you're technically selling two services. You're selling website and SaaS, software as a service. That's their email, their CRM, their calendar booking, their Zapier automation. All of that is in Go High Level, and that's why I recommend it for small businesses. But we'll caveat that Go High Level does have a very high learning curve, so you have to learn how to master the tool. Plus, there's a whole digital marketing, like how do you build funnels? How do you do copywriting? How do you do email marketing? Like what are the words that you say or put on the page to get the customer to say, yes, I'm interested and I'm going to purchase your service or products. So there's that whole art that you also have to master on top of it too. So let's bring it to an end, and we'll answer some questions just to save on time. So again, what I'm going to be doing over the next week is I'm going to be launching, let's go to our school community. So if you're inside of our school community, you already will have access to it. Under the classrooms, well, under the classrooms, you'll have access to our weekly, we have what you're seeing here is the Saturday AI meetup, where every Saturday we meet up, we talk about AI, we give you can see past episodes here, so that was from last week. And then you can see a new series that I'm launching on YouTube, Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. I go live on my YouTube channel. Let's go to the channel so we can see, where I'll be doing an AI challenge, where I'll be doing something interesting, where lately some new challenge. They're not so much tutorials, but they're more to inspire you to see, oh my God, wow, I didn't know that was possible. Such as we wrote a book in an hour. Here we did an AI automation workflow using Make.com and AI assistants in an hour. So these are great things to just inspire you what's possible with AI. So next week, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be doing that series. All those videos are also saved in the community under our second tab. And then the second thing that you'll have access to all the list of the best AI tools to focus on. Yes, there's 5,000 AI tools that are out there, but what are the top 10 that you need to work on or master to focus on? Those are there, full ChatGPT course, and then the newest thing that I'm launching, which is going to be the 30-day AI challenge. And for that's where I'm going to be building out. Basically, 1 hour a day is going to introduce people from completely beginners, don't know how to use ChatGPT or prompt engineering. And we're going to go through prompt engineering, how to use ChatGPT, and other AI tools such as Otter for meeting notes, Grammarly. And then also we're going to go through the different functions of AI, how to do AI text, how to do AI images, how to do AI video. Then we'll go into automation tools, how to automate using Make.com, how to build a database using ClickUp, for example. And then we'll get into the fourth week of how to build AI chatbots using Chatbase, for example, and how to build AI voice receptionists using Vappy, for example. So by the end of the 30 days, you will get exposed to 1, the best AI tools that are out there, 2, 1 to 2 hour trainings on how to master the tools so you can get familiar with how to use it, and third, you'll also know how to use all of them so that you can walk into a business or even your own business, know which is the right tool to use, how to automate or streamline a project, for example. So that's going to be the 30-day challenge, all in the school community. So I'll put the link of that in the chat. And now I'm going to stop recording